Now at 6, supporters celebrate the Oklahoma governor's decision to grant clemency to death row inmate Julius Jones. And we'll hear from a local homeless shelter and some of you about whether supply chain issues have impacted shopping for Thanksgiving dinner.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Oklahoma's governor has commuted the sentence of death row inmate Julius Jones. This is KOAM News at 6. Just hours before Jones's scheduled execution, the Republican governor revised the sentence to life in prison without the possibility of parole. This comes more than 2 decades after the 1999 killing of a suburban Oklahoma City businessman. Mayra Real reports from the state capitol in Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt stepped in at the 11th hour, canceling Thursday's scheduled execution of Julius Jones.
You are worthy, God. Thank you, God.
The decision came after the state's Pardon and Parole Board asked the Republican governor to commute Jones's sentence to life in prison with the possibility of parole.
I am not the person responsible for taking Mr. Howell's life.
On July 28, 1999, Paul Howell was murdered outside his parents' Edmond, Oklahoma home in front of his family. His SUV was stolen, and a witness reported seeing a black man with a red bandana and 1 to 2 inches of hair shoot the father of 2. 3 days later, 19-year-old Julius Jones was arrested. His family says eyewitness descriptions did not match Jones, who at the time had a shaved head. They also say he was at home at the time of the murder. Wednesday, his mother, surrounded by supporters, pleaded for his release.
But the truth will set you free. We talk about justice. Justice for who? Justice for all of us.
Paul Howell's family spoke to CBS ahead of Thursday's decision and believes Jones was responsible for the fatal shooting.
He was an innocent man taking his kids to get ice cream with my aunt, and he was murdered in front of me and my sister and my aunt, all for a car.
This is the first death row clemency case Governor Stitt has faced. Mireya Villarreal, CBS News, Oklahoma City.
A number of celebrities and sports stars had also rallied to save Jones's life. Silver Dollar City shut down for the day due to a fire. Workers discovered the fire that spread from Heartland Home Furnishings to Flossie's Fried Fancies in the lower portion of the park, the western portion. 3 buildings were damaged. Authorities are still working to determine the exact cause of the fire. The park will open tomorrow as scheduled. Kind of chilly out there. Doug Heddy joins us.
It is a chilly day for us today, but at least we had the sunshine, so that's always good news, and we still have pretty much clear skies outside for us right now, and that's what we're going to see as we go through the evening into the overnight hours tonight. Not much here in the Central Plains. We're kind of quiet, at least for the next couple days, but temperatures, yeah, they're cold. Upper 30s to lower 40s. We still have that northwesterly wind at about 5 to 10, which is kicking in, kind of passing through the region. As we go through the evening hours, we're going to drop back through the 40s, 30s. Cold night tonight. We're going to have clear skies, pretty much full moon, but look at our temps. 26, 27 degrees, so a hard freeze across the region. Kind of up and down over the next several days. We're going to break that down, look at Thanksgiving here in just a bit.
See you then. The Newton County Health Department has extended its WIC contract and will continue providing services to local families. WIC is a special supplemental nutrition program that provides services to pregnant women, new mothers, infants, and children up to their 5th birthday based on nutritional risk and income eligibility. The primary services provided are health screening, risk assessment, nutrition education and counseling, breastfeeding promotion, and referrals to health care.
With the excess, we use some of it for outreach to try to get more people in. So some of that money, if we have any extra, last year we used all of it. So this year is the first year that we're operating with a little bit less clientele, but with the same amount of funding. So we're using that extra funding to try to get more people into the WIC clinic.
WIC supplemental food packages are specially chosen to provide foods high in protein, iron, calcium, and vitamins A and C. Supply chain issues are behind a number of shortages all across our country, but a local homeless shelter says so far it has not had an impact on its holiday plans. The Carthage Crisis Center says they've not seen any shortages. However, they do still need some items, including sweet potatoes. They say the generosity of their donors helps keep them mostly stocked.
I think the Carthage area and even southwestern Missouri is kind of bucking the trend for having a lot of need. We were worried when we heard the national news, but we've been looking at the stores and we think we're going to be okay.
The Crisis Center plans to serve around 300 meals this Thanksgiving. That center is at 100 North Main Street in Carthage. And it brings us to today's KOIM News Now Insta Poll. Have you had any trouble tracking down items for your Thanksgiving dinners? You can participate in the poll at KOIMNewsNow.com/vote or through the KOIM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to check in on the numbers here in just a bit. 20 local restaurants come together to help feed the homeless. It's the annual Empty Bowls fundraiser event. This year it took place at the Joplin Empire Market. As in years past, people can buy handcrafted soup bowls, then fill them with soup from area restaurants.
So this is a huge asset for Hope Kitchen. This is quite a benefit for our organization because we are a nonprofit. This is one of those opportunities where we get to partner with Water Gardens through the Empty Bowls fundraiser, and part of the proceeds from this event go to help Hope Kitchen stay open and keep doing what we're doing in Neosho.
More than 1,000 bowls were created by local artists for the event. Still ahead, we're going to tell you about improvements coming to a downtown Joplin building and how the Kansas City Chiefs are helping to provide a Merry Christmas for area kids. Downtown Joplin building is getting a new look. The Alliance of Southwest Missouri is resuming fundraising for a remodel of their building on 1601 South Wall. The Alliance was forced to bring a temporary end to the campaign due to the pandemic, but it's back on with the goal to raise $25,000 by the end of the year.
It's exciting to me to think about all the ways that space will be able to be used, not only for workshops and conferences and fundraising events, but potentially proms and weddings and lots of different ways it'll be used.
That building's around 116 years old. The Kansas City Chiefs are helping the less fortunate this holiday season, and to kick things off, a local family got a big surprise. Alan Shope has that story.
A surprise Casey mom Maria Flores had no idea was coming. 6 months of utilities paid, a free holiday meal, and toys for the kids.
That's something amazing.
Maria lost her husband 2 years ago and has been raising 4 kids on her own.
I basically got no help from nobody else.
Very touching because a lot of people can relate to that.
Former Chiefs defensive back Mark Collins says it feels pretty good to give to folks who need it.
With a check like that, I mean, it takes a big burden off of bills.
Every year, thousands of Kansas City families are in need at the holidays. That's why this group says it's so important to help this time of year.
We include things that are going to be nutritious, the food options. We include things that are going to have some social emotional development to them.
The Chiefs say Arrowhead will be packed on Sunday, more than 70,000 fans ready for the game. They say if just each and every one of them brought one Toys for Tots, imagine the smiles on kids' faces this holiday season.
We would beat our goal by 15,000.
People who want to donate toys at the games can look for Marines and the donation bins. They'll also be accepting cash or check donations. Later, the PSU women open up their home schedule to a rowdy crowd. Jacob Leonard has highlights in sports.
Plus, it gets even colder for us tonight. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a very cold day for us today, but at least we got the sunshine, which is always nice to see. And it looks like as we go through the evening hours for us tonight, our temperatures are really going to start to drop back across the region. In fact, right now we're upper 30s to lower 40s. So it's cold. And it's going to get even colder as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. I think most of us are going to drop back mid-20s for overnight lows. Of course, it's dark and we have clear skies. The winds are diminishing a little bit, so as they continue to back off a bit, our temperatures will take a tumble as we go through the overnight hours. But at least we're dry. 7th and range line looks pretty good. Currently outside, sitting at 41. Winds pretty much calm. Humidity is low at 41%. We drop back through the 30s and then eventually into the 20s later on tonight. So hard freeze across the region. Clear skies, nothing going on here in the 4-state area. Nothing really going on across the Central Plains. Here's our exiting storm system that affected us over the past couple days. And if we look out toward the west, eventually, here's our next storm system kind of building in the Pacific Northwest. We get this little ridge of high pressure first, so that's going to help our temperatures warm back up a little bit as we go through the next couple days. Let's go ahead and break this down. Tonight, cold, clear skies, mid-20s. Of course, we have the partial, almost full lunar eclipse at about 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning is the peak. And then we have sunny skies in the morning. Some clouds start to roll in during the afternoon. A little bit warmer for us tomorrow with the south winds. We'll start at 27, 50 by noon, high temp of 54. We'll have south winds at about 5 to 15, maybe gusts upwards of 20, but in general, not that windy for us tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, still partly cloudy skies, and then into the overnight hours, not as cold. We'll drop back into lower 40s. Saturday looks great. We're going to have a lot of clouds, but we're going to go into lower 60s for afternoon highs. Then a weak front pulls in Saturday night into Sunday morning. You can see a few showers trying to pop up. We may get a random shower late Saturday night into Sunday morning, but in general, this next system is really not going to affect us too much. So let's go down the road. We cool down by Sunday afternoon, still not bad, mid to upper 50s. And then on Monday, we'll get even colder. We're only going to be into the 40s for highs, but Monday looks okay. As we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, of course, people starting to travel for the holidays. Tuesday, okay, back into the 50s. And then by Wednesday, we may get a few random showers, but I actually think our better chances for rain now look to be late on Thanksgiving. Rain starting to sneak in, kind of chilly. Highs only into the mid-50s. And then Thursday night into Friday, Black Friday, will continue to get rain. May even mix with a few flakes of snow. So we're going to have to watch that as we go through the next week. 54 for us tomorrow, 61 Saturday. Fantastic. 58 on Sunday. Again, random morning shower. Cooler on Monday, not bad Tuesday. Rain chances increasing Wednesday into Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. I can't believe it's just 1 week away.
Yeah, as you say, we will be indoors on Thanksgiving, but people will be traveling.
Yeah, so
we don't really want the rain.
No, we really don't, not on that day.
Thanks, Ty. Coming up in sports, the Carl Junction girls basketball team enters the season with an experienced roster and high expectations. And the Pitt State Gorillas play their home opener this afternoon against St. Mary. Jacob Leonard has those highlights and more next.
The Pitt State women's basketball team is 1-1 in the first 2 games of the season. After being on the road for the first 2, the Gorillas play at home this afternoon for the first time this season. And Pitt State hitting the floor against the St. Mary Spires. Seniors leading the way early. Julia Johnson off the pass from Jamie Jackson. Still in the first quarter, Tristan Gegg connects from deep. Then another senior, Aaron Davis, knocks down a 3. Gorillas up 8 after the first. They really got going in the second. Sydney Crane, good first half, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Pitt State leads 51-29 at the break. In the second half, freshman Grace PYLE hits the 3 from the far side. Big game for her. More on that in just a second. Jenna Shipley, she did work today. 9 offensive boards, finished with 12 points and 9 rebounds. Jamie Jackson, also an efficient day, finished with 15 points. Going 5 for 9 from the floor. But back to Grace PYLE. Her first home game in a Gorilla uniform. She goes 5 for 8 from 3. Freshman leads the team in scoring, also grabs 8 rebounds. Gorillas win 99-57. 10 players score 5 or more, led by Grace PYLE and her team high 19.
It felt good to just watch the ball go through the net. It gave me a lot of confidence as a shooter, and my teammates were picking me up. They never counted me out. They kept giving me the ball, and I was just so appreciative of all their positivity that they've given me this week, and it felt good to step up and hit the shot.
We've been excited about Grace, since the day we recruited her and signed her, and I think it's just a matter of time. Like everybody on our team knows that Grace has done a great job in the preseason. She's done a great job in our early practices. She's in the gym all the time. I mean, she's in the gym at 6 a.m. and that's what you want to see. She's a great leader.
The Kansas Jayhawks hit the floor at home tonight, aiming to stay perfect through 3 games. KU 2-0, hosting Stony Brook tonight. Tip-off for that one is at 7 o'clock. We'll have the latest from Allen Fieldhouse right here tonight at 10. The Carl Junction girls basketball team is just 11 days away from their season opener. CJ finished last year with an 18-9 overall record and an appearance in the state quarterfinals. The Carl Junction heads into the winter with 4 starters returning from that team, including All-State guard Destiny Berge. Berge averaged nearly 25 per game last season and has already topped 1,000 career points in 2 years at CJ. It was a young group last season, but they got plenty of big game experience that will be valuable heading into this winter.
A lot of us hadn't played varsity last year, and so every game was a challenge, and we were learning new things as we were going, and so I think all that will help us this year, and we learned a lot from last season.
Our kids have been fortunate to play in a number of district championships and some big basketball games and tournaments, throughout our conference, as well as state play. So that experience is very valuable down the stretch. Our kids kind of understand how to play the game, and when it gets kind of tight and feel the pressure and mounts up, our girls do a great job with that. They handle that very well.
Finally, Pittsburg State quarterback Max Sexton is entering the transfer portal and leaving the team after 4 seasons with the program. Sexton made 10 starts this year, throwing for 2,180 yards and 16 touchdowns, both career highs. Sexton racked up 4,883 passing yards in 3 seasons playing for the Gorillas, which puts him 6th all-time on the PSU career passing list. He leaves Pitt State with 2 years of eligibility remaining. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Staff Sergeant Elmer Rosbach served in the U.S. Army. His hometown, Owensville, Missouri, and we are proud to salute Staff Sergeant Elmer Rosbach. He's tonight's 4-state hero. You can learn about lots of other heroes from all across this area. We also invite you to submit a hero of your own anytime you like. It's very simple. You just click on the link on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14, 2 men convicted of killing Malcolm X are exonerated. We're going to hear the reasons. Also, how one community is using plastic waste to build schools. And a new study shows the human brain is shrinking. That and more tonight, KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 after Thursday Night Football. Let's check in on today's KOAM News Now Insta poll question. Have you had any trouble tracking down items for your Thanksgiving dinners? So far, the overwhelming answer is no, not really. 88% say no. 12% of you are still having some trouble, apparently. You can participate in the poll at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live. We're going to check in on the final numbers tonight at 10. It'd be interesting to know what those 12% are looking for that they can't find.
That is
or
true.
where they're shopping, maybe the wrong place.
Yeah.
The weather is getting colder out there.
It is. It's going to be cold tonight. Clear skies. The winds are going to diminish a bit. We'll drop back to about 26 or 27 degrees. 54 tomorrow, so not bad. 61 Saturday. And then we cool back down late Sunday into Monday.
Final sports note.
We'll have a couple things for you. We'll have more on the Carl Junction girls basketball team preparing for their season tonight at 10. Also, Pitt State defensive back Dallas Flowers has accepted an invite to play in the East-West Shrine Bowl. That'll be in Vegas in February.
Cool.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.
Salon service is provided by the